I get asked all the time, why are you an Australian choosing to live in Asuncion, Paraguay when you're from Australia? And so in this video, what I want to go through is why it's no longer worth it to live in the West anymore. And it's actually more beneficial, especially for a younger man, to live in the third world countries like a place called Asuncion, Paraguay, in my example. Now, first things first, I want to say is if you are born in the West, you are at a huge advantage, and this is only applying to you because you speak English and yet you have the ability to make more money, especially online. Now, outside of that, in terms of where you should be choosing to live, it's honestly a terrible idea to stay in the West. The prices are massive, your taxes are huge, the people around you are average, and it's basically just set up in a way in which you're not able to grow at all, and your future becomes very, very predictable. Ideally, not something that you want if you're a young guy out there who actually wants to grow, make moves, and do shit with his life. Now, in terms of the benefits you get when leaving the West, as long as you make money online, here in the West, here in the third world, obviously your prices are lower. So you have the ability to increase your lifestyle, live an actual better life, do the things that you actually want to do. But not only that, you also have more money to invest, whether that's yourself or whether that's you investing in a business. Now, also just in terms of the vibes and the life, everyone around you in the West, their future is super predictable. No one's really growing, no one's really making moves. When you travel and go to the third world, you meet other people that literally think the same as you, want to make moves, have goals, have ambitions, want to have fun, have good energy, these types of things. It's just a complete change. Imagine hanging around these people compared to just, your schoolmates back home that are not really doing anything with their life. They go to work and they get fucked up on the weekend. So, obviously when you add these things up, it's just like a massive difference. The other thing as well that I actually realized is if you want to learn a new skill in the West, let's say you want to learn fighting, learning a new language in person, just a musical instrument, whatever it is, that's going to cost you a shit ton of money. If you want private one-on-one lessons and start learning some new skill or something, towards your passion, it becomes actually a little bit more difficult to be able to do that because of the prices. Whereas if you want to come to the third world, like here, for example, you want to learn Muay Thai in Thailand, or you want to learn an instrument, or you want to learn a language in person, these types of things, you can actually do it. You actually have enough money to be able to do these things. And obviously, there comes a certain point where you're going to have more money. You're going to be able to do these things anyway in the West. But if you're a young man who wants to grow quicker and do everything, faster, then it's just such a smarter option for you to leave. You have more money to invest, you're around better people, you're constantly growing, you're constantly experiencing new cultures, these types of things generally just becomes a no-brainer. The West is designed in a way in which specifically and intentionally gets you stuck there. There's no coincidence that there's first home buyer grants. There's no coincidence that your uni degree is interest-free loan, and they push that you need to go to uni and do this fucking 4-year degree, and that you need to get a job, and and all these things. There's no coincidence there. They want you to stay there. They want you to be comfortable. And there's also no coincidence that, they put the fear in your mind that is really bad outside of wherever you are currently. I'm sure you see on the news all the time how bad it is in Asia, or how bad it is in Latin America, how dangerous it is. It's all bullshit. Obviously, don't be a dickhead on the streets. Still got to be smart. But overall, you're not going to have any issues with this kind of stuff. The only things that are beneficial for the West is it's a little bit cleaner. That's the only thing that I can genuinely think of where I'm like, it's something you notice straight away. Maybe the roads and the paths are better in the West. But it's not worth the money. It's just not worth it. You got to pay a ridiculous amount of money to live there, for the apartment, for your food. You get taxed an absolutely stupid amount. And when you actually do the maths, like think about it, okay, price is this, I'm paying this per month to live, they're taking this much from me in terms of taxes. What are you getting? Like, if you haven't actually experienced and lived your life, 3 months outside and lived in another place, you wouldn't be able to see the difference. But if you've done both, you'll understand that, hold on a second, I'm genuinely getting fucking robbed here. Like, literally. And if you want to go back and you want to see your family, or you love your hometown, these types of things, it's completely fine. You just go back for a holiday for a month or 2 months. That makes perfect sense. That's what I will do every second year. I'll go back for Christmas. I like where I'm from. It's a nice place. It's just not worth it to live. And you add up all the other things, as I said before, in terms of you growing. Not only are you going to save a shit ton of money, you're genuinely going to grow. You're going to be around people that have the same mindset as you. You don't feel like an alien. Back when I was in the West, it's very minimal amount of people that I could relate to. I would have to steer my conversations elsewhere into more normal things, like sport or, just general shit, birds, whatever. And I like talking about those things, obviously, but a lot of the times, the things that I wanted to talk about, I couldn't with the people over there. They just didn't understand. They had no idea about the things that I was passionate about or the things that I like talking about. Obviously the things that I'm talking about on my YouTube channel, for example. So just a quick rant on, what I think of each. And it's funny, when before you leave, you think it's just so bad on the other side, and you think you get all these benefits being in the West. The only benefit you get being in the West is if you are from there. If you are from there, you're very lucky. You have your English, as I said. You can get a good job online, get good payment online, and then go ahead and live in Asia or Latin America, and you're fucking cruising. You actually have the ability to fucking grow and get ahead. You can't get ahead in the West. You're constantly floating above water, trying to get to the next week, paycheck to paycheck. Designed that way for a reason. You step outside, make money online, and eventually, start saving money and investing in yourself constantly, week by week. Of course, you're gonna fucking grow like 100x as what you would if you just stayed in the West. So that's what I have to say about this, guys. Hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next. Peace.